Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and we are back in Entropia Universe. So one of my subscribers, and I'm going to make sure I give you a shout out, so bear with me just a second here. I came underprepared, obviously. Actually told me about this little gem. The whole area inside of the racetrack is filled with panleons of different maturities. And so you can actually find the level 10 ones. Why am I not seeing that particular set of comments? Oh, because I haven't responded. All comments. So, shout out to Ringleader 1C7 who told me about this. We are in, I believe it's the northeast corner of the racetrack. And that's where the old panleons are, and they're just old panleons. So it makes this quest go a lot faster with a lot less headache. So big shout out to Ringleader. I also want to thank Electrowitz, who commented that they split the Calypso Land Trust they split up the deeds. And I think someone else told me the exact ratio. Here it is. Donadam 4955, 1 CLD became 100 CLDTs. So thank you everyone for that information. I really appreciate it. If I have yet to heart your comments, I will make sure to do so. Because that's important. Like, not just on the engagement front, but so that, like, as a creator, so I don't have all the information, right? I've been playing Entropia for a long time, but I definitely don't have all the information. So having a community, and this is what I love about Entropia Universe, is we have the Entropia Universe community. And as a community, we tend to help each other out a lot. And that type of thing really is what makes Entropia Universe so awesome. Which actually brings me to the topic of this video, because I got an opportunity to watch something hilarious. Well, I didn't watch it because I was driving. I was listening to it, but you didn't need to watch it to understand it. My boy Obbldude, go subscribe to him if you have not already, made a video response to this guy named Jauwn, Jauwn, who made the saltiest, the most sodium-enriched Entropia Universe critique or review video I have ever seen or heard in my life. Like, I've heard the normal critiques of this is boring, this is this, this is that. This guy came into Entropia Universe expecting it to play like WoW. Go watch. I'm going to link Obbldude's video in the description. I will link the original video in the description. Obbldude's video is like an hour and a half because he does pause Jawn's video several times to talk about it. And so I'm going to do some Inception reviewing here. I'm not going to... I'm kind of an ape when it comes to video editing software, which is why what few videos I've edited are kind of obviously done by a rookie. I'm not as skilled as Obbldude on that, and I only have one monitor, so I can't like swap back and forth in OBS very well. But I do want to review this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link their videos in the description. Huge shout out to Obbldude for his review. I'm even going to give Jauwn some kudos because he took the time to actually try something new, which as a former WoW player is not easy for a WoW player to do. Like, when you've been playing WoW as long as a lot of WoW players have, the significant radical shift in gameplay mechanics from WoW to Entropia Universe, I'm going the wrong direction, the swamp is this way, it's a hard thing to swallow. So I am not going to completely rag on him. But dude, Jauwn, you come into a game marketed in a certain way, expecting it to play like WoW, and you got super salty when it didn't play like WoW. I just, you can't get into a real cash economy game and expect to play for free. That's just an unrealistic expectation. So yeah. If you want to be efficient, I would just watch Obbldude's video, because he goes through the entirety of Jawn's video, and of course puts his comments in. And there were a couple of comments, Obbldude, that you made that I want to address directly, because I disagree with you on them. Probably 85% of the video that you made, I agree with, which is about what I expect in any commentary about anything. Like, if we agree 100% on something, it's a very unusual. And by we, I mean the generalized we. If I agree 100% on something with anyone, that's an unusual place to be. But the thing I want to push back on is the slot machine allegory everyone gives Entropia Universe. And I hate that allegory. And there's a reason I hate that allegory, because it makes Entropia Universe look like you're gambling. And at times, it can definitely feel that way. And to the point of one of the people that Jauwn interviewed in his video, it could definitely trigger that gambling addiction tingle, whatever the hell you want to call it. It may like satisfy that gambling addiction, because it feels like gambling. But the thing is, and Sweden regulates this very, very heavily, Entropia Universe is very specifically not a casino. They make sure it's not a casino. Well, how do you know? How is it not a casino when you have the global system, which introduces random chance, RNG? Yes, that is a valid critique. And whether or not the global system should exist is definitely a debatable point. I think the net benefit of the global system far outweighs any negative impact the global system has, but that is where that argument generally comes from. And here's why I'm going to push back on the it's a slot machine argument that is frequently made about Entropia Universe. Entropia Universe relies upon an algorithm to generate its loot, like anything else. I've always called it the Ludius algorithm, or the Ludius factor. Why? Because Ludius is the lore, is the god of Calypso in the lore. And since Calypso is owned directly by Mindark, and Mindark is the primary developer of Entropia Universe, it just fits. But here's the thing, and Obbldude, you made this point too in the video, which is why I think I'm gonna say it's kind of contradictory. And I'm not trying to be super critical of you over this, but I just wanted to point it out. The skill system is what prevents it from being a slot machine. Every penny you drop into Entropia Universe goes somewhere. The only time Mindark makes a profit, like in Obbldude, you pointed this out, so I'm not going to... This is not part of my criticism. The only time Mindark gets money out of this game is when you do repairs. That money's removed from the game. That pays for the servers. That pays for the developers. And it should. Like, Mindark needs a way to monetize their product, because that's what they provided us. They provided us a product. We utilize the product, and that's how that goes. And to the extent that we use the product determines how much we pay for that product. So if you hunt at a very low level, which I am well known for doing, on my professional level, I think I'm 53. No, that's skills. My primary combat profession, I want to say I'm 53. Yep, I'm level 53. So I'm probably low intermediate tier. Right? Especially if you're calling Ubers level 100 or higher, which I know there is debate over that too. I'm not going to get into that debate right now. If you hunt at a low level, you receive low level returns. You have low level repair bills. And that's fine. That's great. The repair, you're still using the service though. And this is where I'm really critical of Jawn's interpretation of this, because Jauwn just expects to get a free service out of it. Dude pays $16 a month to play WoW. 15. Is it $14.99 or $15.99 a month now? I don't know. I'm still pissed off at Blizzard for taking away the ability for a kid to compete because he said free Hong Kong. So okay. We put money in, and the repairs pay for the service. The rest of the money, other than those repairs, are returned to us in some way, shape, or form. It's either loot or it's skills. Every ped that we do not make back in loot is made back in skills on a kill. So taking repairs out of it because we have to go to the repair terminal and spend ped off of our card in order to repair our gear from the decay. Every ped we spend in ammo killing a mob is returned to us. Every ped, every pack. It's either loot or it's skills. And because of that, it is not a slot machine. Because we can always chip out our skills. And Obbldude made a perfectly good point about it. Some people make their bread that way. Like, that's how they play. They grind up the skills, they chip them out, they sell them for a ridiculous profit, they rinse and repeat. And hey, that's valid. That is a valid way of playing. And you might be like, well, Julian, you've been doing this a long time. Why don't you use one of these strategies? Like, Obbldude plays for markup, which is a very smart way to play. Like, when it comes to play methodologies, Obbldude's methodology is probably one of the smartest ways to play. He goes in, he's focused on a specific type of loot, he hunts for that loot, everything else is a wash. He knows where the high markup is. He knows what mobs to hunt. He does his research. He keeps his spreadsheets. You all know I keep spreadsheets. Obbldude keeps spreadsheets. We all... That's how the game is played, right? That's just Entropia. If you're not keeping a spreadsheet in Entropia Universe, start. Because that's how you can really track your profits and losses. Now me... I primarily play for the grind. I also play to make content, which honestly is the most reliable way to make money in Entropia Universe, is to make content, get to the point where you can be monetized. That's the easiest way to do it, to be honest, and that requires a grind. And I'm still grinding. I'm not monetized, as you all know. I don't qualify for monetization. I did have a Patreon for a while. I have canceled the Patreon for a good reason. I don't feel like at the time... Well, when I had to stop making content, I did not feel right continuing to monetize this this content because I wasn't making it. That could change. What do I want to hunt next? Actually, where are... Is it here? I think it's here. There's a group of there's giant-ass crabs. Oh, no, that's incorrect. It's the ice fields. It's the ice fields. There's a group of crabs that drop bone-in meat, which is a quest item for the Epic Fap quest. So that's what I am going to hunt, because that could help other players and I could make a little ped. The question is the spawn where it used to be? So yeah, so I tangented pretty hard there, but the fact of the matter is I really, really, really hate the allegory of a slot machine, because one, I feel like it's undeserved. The only real RNG you see in Entropia Universe, besides the exact item drops you get, are globals. And globals themselves, yes, there's RNG involved. There is criticism for it. There's legitimate criticism for it. I won't deny that. But overall, you're still making back your returns. Now, tide claws, that's what they're called. Now, is it possible that you can make a mistake, do something stupid? Is it the level 7s I was hunting back then? And cause yourself a lot of headache because, you know, you weren't hunting in a manner that was consistent with being efficient. Yeah, of course you can. Comes with the territory. Comes with the territory. They added a thump. Oh my god, that's awesome. Way to go, Cyrene. The best part about tide claws is they're so incredibly slow, you probably won't engage them in close combat. Poof. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. So yeah, it's, you get it all back in skills. So it's not a slot machine. And frankly, that's my big critique for that review video, is the slot machine allegory. About everything else, I think Obbldude, you nailed it straight on the head. I do. And as for Jauwn, my dude, don't come into another player's sandbox expecting it to be exactly like your sandbox and then get pissy when it's not like your sandbox, okay? This is not Azeroth. This is Entropia universe. Like, don't come in here and piss on our planets because the way we play is different from you. You know, the only people in here that piss on WoW are those people who used to play WoW. And frankly, WoW as a product is a pretty decent game. I do believe that they oversimplified it way too much. I think that's a legitimate criticism of Blizzard. Even with the added mechanics they brought back in Dragonflight, I had an old 60-day card that was given to me for Christmas like a million years ago. So I tried it out and I couldn't get into it again. Like, not the way I used to. So there's that. But and Jauwn, I'm not saying that you don't have some legitimate criticisms, but your expectations were just, they were unreasonable, dude. They were. So my recommendation, you know, when you go to try a game, try going into the game with no expectations. That's the proper way to do it, right? Go into the game with 0 expectations. And just try it with a fresh point of view. And if you find out that that playing a game for free, that 1, runs on a real cash economy, and 2, relies upon, you know, deposits to operate because we don't have subscription fees, and you didn't even bother to pay for like a starter kit, which is cheaper, by the way, than not only the base game of WoW. That might not be true anymore. I think you can buy the very basic part of WoW for 20. No, because they include most of the expansions now. They don't make you buy them individually. They just give you up to the date, the before the current expansion. You know, you wouldn't even pay $30 to try the game out, where you paid $60 for WoW, and I guarantee you've paid $60 for every X pack you've ever bought in WoW, plus $15 a month. Like, my dude, you could have bought the $30 starter kit, or you could have put $10 in and just saw where it went. So, my God. But yeah, no, I recommend every EU player watch Obbldude's review of this guy's video. If you want to watch the video without Obbldude's commentary, I'll make sure to link the original in the description as well. But Obbldude's video is way worth the watch. It is way worth the watch. It's a longer video. It's like an hour and a half-ish. But yeah, no. Every point, with the exception of my criticism of the slot machine point, every point Obbldude makes in this video is correct. So I would definitely go give it a watch. And if I ever figure out how to make this video software work, and it might come down to me recording raw video, just some raw footage, and then throwing Obbldude's video in a second layer, and then doing a voiceover in a third layer, then I might do that eventually. But I feel that to do it real justice, you should just watch Obbldude. Oh, I do have one more critique, Obbldude, and this is a mechanical critique. The difference in volume between your voice and Jawn's voice made it hard to hear Jauwn without adjusting the volume, and then if I adjusted it up to hear Jauwn, your voiceover was too loud. That's a mechanical critique, and I know that to my knowledge, you don't do a shit ton of review videos, so that's fine. I just wanted to make you aware of it. But yeah, no. Obbldude, good stuff. I'm really glad I was able to find one of your videos again. So, and that one was, oh god, that one was so worth it. The fact that popped up in my algorithm makes me so happy. So with that, I'm going to get my ass out of these, away from these crabs. I didn't get a single piece of bone-in meat. That reminds me of how hard that grind was. Oh my god. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. And as always, I really appreciate all of your support, and we'll see you in the next one.